So before we go ahead and start texturing this, we're going to need to actually get it into our Substance Painter project. So I'm going to go up to File and create a new project here. And we're going to be greeted with this panel. And you've likely seen this before if you've worked with Substance Painter. So the first thing we're going to need to select is going to be the actual mesh file itself. So I'll click Select. And I'm going to navigate to where we've saved that FBX file in the previous video, and we can go ahead and select it. So now we're going to be given the options to set the document resolution, and that's just going to be the texture size that we're working in. So I want to work in 2K. So let's do 2048. And because the goal after we're done texturing is to go back and render this in Blender, I want to make sure that the normal map format is OpenGL because that's the format that Blender is going to use. So the rest of that is looking good, and I'm not going to really need to play around with that. And we can go ahead and just hit OK. And this should bring in our mesh here. So once we've got this all in and it's looking pretty good, there's one more kind of preliminary setup stage that I want to do before we get to texturing, and that's going to be baking mesh maps. And the reason that is that we have a lot of surface information from this asset that I'm going to need to be able to tell Substance Painter how to use it. It's not going to just naturally know, and instead we need to go ahead and bake out these particular maps so that the software is going to know how to read them, and then we can go ahead and start playing with materials and smart materials and masks and stuff, but we'll need to go ahead and actually bake them out first. So I'm going to come up to Texture Set Settings, and again, if you can't find this in your project, you can just go up to Window, Views here, and Texture Set Settings should be at the bottom. So I'm going to scroll down here, and you can see that we're going to have this Mesh Maps option all the way at the bottom. And we're going to have just a bunch of different mesh maps we're going to be able to bake out. So I'm going to hit this Bake Mesh Maps button, and it's going to bring up this panel here for baking. And so this is a lot of information, just kind of like immediately presented to us, but let's focus our attention over on the left side here. So these are going to be all the different maps that we can go ahead and bake, but we're not going to need to bake all of them. Like, I don't think I'm going to need thickness because we're not really doing any, subsurface scattering. I'm also not going to need an ID map because we didn't go ahead and actually provide our materials with any ID colors. So we're going to be creating masks within Substance Painter itself manually. However, the rest of them I'm going to go ahead and use because they're going to be pretty important for using some of the masks and the smart materials that we want to use. So now let's focus our attention kind of into this common parameters area. And you can see there's a lot of information, but most of it we're not really going to have to focus on. The first one I do want to take a look at is going to be the output size, right? So what the actual size of these mesh maps that it's baking are going to be. And I want to bake in the same resolution as our project is. So let's do a 2K texture. I also want to go ahead and make sure that we are using this low poly mesh as the high poly mesh. It's a bit of a confusing checkbox here, because this is certainly not, an overly low poly mesh, but the idea is that we want to use this mesh to bake out mesh maps from, right? We're not actually using another separate high poly mesh to bake onto or bake away from. We're using this mesh itself. So I'm going to just select that there. And we're not going to be using any explicit cages or anything like that. We shouldn't have to really play around with these either. We should be good enough to get some clean bakes, but if we do need to, I'll go back and show you how to do that. I'm going to switch the anti-aliasing to just be 2x2. Now we don't really have any hardened edges, but it's going to help try and smooth some things out across maybe more of our 90-degree bends and all that stuff that it's a little bit sharper. And I'm also going to set match to be by mesh name so that, not everything is going to be baking in together. And we're going to get kind of this weird kind of intersection with like our normal map bake and our curvature bake and all that kind of stuff. So with just those few parameters set up, we should be able and free and clear to go ahead and bake. So let's go and bake selected textures. And once that's gone ahead and baked, we can do, a once over twice. Take a look at our asset here. We can also come up to this little drop down panel and come all the way down to mesh maps, so that we can actually go ahead and sift through our mesh maps to make sure that we're not going to get any kind of weird inconsistencies or like weird intersections. Again, you'll probably find this more so in either the normal or the ambient occlusion, but our AO is looking pretty good. And finally, let's take a look at our curvature. And again, all is looking pretty good.